Good day, everyone. Good day, sir. So, we are the group three. Our topic is about the global food security. So, disclaimer this video presentations is for educational purposes only as compliance with our competency in Socio 101. We allow our instructor, Roldan Ardines, to use this as an educational material. So, I am Deck Cadet Ricky Griego. My topic is about what is global food security. How is it defined on a global scale? So, global food security refers to the sustainable availability and access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food for all people worldwide. So, on a global scale, food security is often defined based on four key dimensions, which is the availability, access, utilizations, and stability of food resources for populations to lead active and healthy lives. So, global food security refers to the state in which all people at all times have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nu- nutritious food that meets their dietary dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. So the key components of global food security includes here the availability. So availability, sufficient quantities of food must be consistently produced to meet the demands of the global populations. This involves factors such as agricultural productivity, technology, and weather conditions. The second is access. So access, people needs to have the economic and physical means to obtain the food they require. Issues such as income levels, transportations, infrastructure, and market accessibility are crucial. So the third is utilizations. So utilizations, access to food is not enough. The food must also be nutritionally adequate to meet the dietary needs of individuals. This involves considerations of the natural content of the available food and the ability of individuals to use it effectively. So the fourth is stability. So stability, food security is not a one-time achievement. It requires stability over time. Political political stability, economic conditions, and environmental factors all play roles in maintaining consistent food access. So the last is resilience. So resilience, the ability of communities and systems to withstand and recover from shocks such as natural disasters, conflicts, or economic downturns is critical for long-term food security.
So good day, I am Decadet Balambao Babiglen and I'm here to discuss some key factors leading to global food security. So the first one is the sustainable agriculture practices. So this implementing environmentally sustainable farming methods such as a crop rotation, agroforestry, and organic farming. It helps maintain soil health and also in biodiversity while minimizing a negative environmental impacts. So the second one is the technological advancement. So this innovation in agricultural technology, including genetically modified organisms, precision of farming, and advanced irrigation systems, can enhance crop and also yield, resist pests and diseases, and also it improve overall agricultural efficiency. So the third one is the infrastructure development. So this improve transportation, storage, and distribution infrastructure ensures efficient movement of food from producers to consumers, and also reducing post-harvest losses and ensuring food availability. So the fourth one is the access to markets. So this ensuring fair and accessible markets for farmers facilitates better income and opportunities. Also, it encouraging increased agricultural production and enhancing access to food. So the fifth one is the financial and economic stability, which means this economic stability and access to credit enable farmers to invest in their operations, adopt new technologies, and respond to market fluctuations. Also, contributing to long-term food security. And the next one is the climate change mitigation and adaptation. So this strategy is to address and adapt to climate change, such as a resilient crop, resilient crop varieties, and sustainable water management practices are crucial for maintaining stable food production in the face of environmental challenges. So the next one is the education and training. So this education and training provide to farmers with access to education and training programs, enhances their their knowledge and skills, enabling them to adopt more sustainable and productive farming methods. So the global trade policies also is a fair and inclusive international international trade policies which contributes to food security by providing access to a diverse range of food products, reducing the vulnerability of individual regions to local shortages. So the next one is the research and development. So this research and development invest in agricultural research and development, lead to the discovery of new technologies, crop varieties, and farming practices that can improve yields and resources efficiency. So the last one is the social safety nets. So what is this social safety nets? This establishing social safety nets such as food assistance programs and nutritional support. Also, it helps protect a vulnerable populations during the times of food scarcity, or what do we call this, economic hardship. So this addressing of global food security requires a holistic and collaborative approach in involving governments.
Good day, everyone. I am Decadet Malapas, and I am going to tackle about the state of the Philippines in terms of food security during the pandemic. So the COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on food security in the Philippines, exacerbating existing challenges and creating new ones. The country's food security status has been downgraded from adequate to alarming by the Food and Agriculture Organization, or the FAO. So the key challenges to food security in the Philippines during the pandemic is first, disruption to food supply chains. The pandemic-related lockdowns and restriction on movement disruption food supply chains, leading to shortage and of essential goods and increased food prices. Farmers were unable to transport their product to markets, and consumers face difficulties assessing food due to limited mobility and reduces income. Next is loss of employment and income. The economic downturn caused by the pandemic led to widespread of job losses and income reductions, particularly among informal sector workers. This loss of purchasing power further exacerbate food insecurities as households had less money to spend on food. Lastly is increased vulnerability of at-risk group. The pandemic proportionately affected vulnerability groups such as women, children, and low-income households. These groups were already at risk of and food insecurity and were further affected by the disruption to food supply chains and the loss of livelihood. Next is the government response to address food security concern. So first is the social protection programs. The government implemented various social protection programs, including cash transfer, food assistance, and employment support to provide relief to vulnerable households. This program helped to mitigate the impact of the pandemic on food security. Second is supporting agricultural production. The government provided support to farmers, such as subsidies for agricultural inputs and access to financing to help them maintain production and increase food supply. Lastly, is improving food distribution and logistics. The government worked to improve food distribution and logistic networks to reduce the disruption and ensure that the food reaches areas within the demand.
Hello, I am Decadet Aguilar Josurim Musabel, and I will be talking about the threats to global food security. Well, global food security faces several threats that can impact the availability, access, utilization, and stability of food system. These threats are often interconnected or exacerbated each other. Threats to global food security, number one is, of course, climate change. Climate change entails long-term alterations in temperature, precipitation, and weather patterns on a global scale. This phenomenon disrupts growing seasons, impacting crop yields and food production. The effects are manifested through more frequent and severe weather events, disrupting in farming cycles, and changes in the sustainable of certain crops. The primary causes of climate change in this context stems from, human activities, including the emission of greenhouse gases, deforestation, and industrial processes. Number two is water scarcity. Water scarcity is characterized by insufficient freshwater resources to meet both agricultural and human needs. The scarcity limits irrigation capabilities, subsequently affecting crop growths and livestock production. The consequences including reduced crop yields, increased competition for water resources, and heightened vulnerability to drought. Over-extraction of groundwater, inefficient water management practices, and climate variabilities are among the key causes of water scarcity in the context of global food security. Number three is land degradation or land degradation. Land degradation refers to the deterioration of soil quality and fertility due to various human activities. This degraded impairs agricultural productivity and diminishes the availability of arable good land. The effects of land degradation encompasses soil erosion, decreased crop yields, and the loss of natural habitats. Contributing factors include deforestation, improper land use, and the overuse of agrochemicals. Number four, loss of biodiversity. The loss of biodiversity involves a decline in the variety of plants and animal species within ecosystem and supporting agriculture. This reduction in diversity weakens the resilience and adaptability of ecosystems. The effects manifest in increased value with the loss of crucial ecosystem services, habitat destruction, pollution, and climate change serve as the primary causes behind the loss. Number five, pests and diseases. Pests and diseases represent outbreaks of harmful insects, fungi, or pathogens affecting crops and livestock. These outbreaks pose a threat to food production by damaging crops and spreading diseases. The consequences are reduced yields, heightened costs for pest control, and factors contributing to the prevalence of pests and diseases involves the global movement of goods and changing climates. Number six is the global trade disruptions. The global trade disruptions encompasses interruptions in the international flow of food, commodities, and inputs. Such disruptions can significantly impact supply chains, subsequently affecting food availability and prices. The effects include food shortage, increased prices, and market instability. Causes of these disruptions range from trade disputes, geopolitical tension to pandemics affecting transportation and logistics. And lastly, number 7 is conflict and displacement. Conflict and displacement refers to political or social unrest. It is connected to number 6, leading to the forced migration and the disruption of communities. These circumstances displace farmers, disrupt food production, and strain resources in host areas. The effects manifest in food insecurity, loss of livelihood, and heightened challenges for assistance. Political instability infects ethics, tensions, and armed conflict serve as a primary causes for conflict.
This is Decadet Davis Tito Jr. and I am discussing or continuing the threats of the global food security. So the number 8 is the economic inequality. So economic inequality is an equal distribution of an income and opportunity between the groups in our society. So and number 8 is the political instabilities. Political stability is a situation characterized by the preservation of an intact and a smoothly functioning government or a political system, avoiding a significant disruption or changes over an extended duration. And the number 10 is food inflation or the food price increase. So inflation is a defined or sustained increase the prices of the food items. It can be caused by a number of factors, including the rise in fuel prices, the weakening of our local currencies, and a bad weather conditions that is disrupt the supply of food. And number 11 is the most common problem in our society is the population growth. Population growth is the increase in the number of people in a population or the separate group. Actual global human population growth amounts to around 83 million annually or 1.1% per year. The global population has grown from 1 billion in 1800 to 7.9 billion in 2020. And number 11 is energy price volatility. So means the price of basis energy, natural gas, electricity, heating oil are generally more volatile than price of other commodities. And the number 12 is the lack of infrastructure. It means a lack of basic roads, highways, and other sound structures, which is required for the development of our nation in all aspects. And last one is the technology gap. So the difference in technologies used and or developed in two companies or two countries where is one more advanced than the other. So the difference between current day products and the technology in other means the technology gap is analysis is a process of identifying and evaluating the difference between the current and the desired state of your business in technology.
Okay, so good day. I am Decadet Kainte Christ Uriel, and I will be continuing the discussion. In addressing these threats requires comprehensive and coordinated efforts at local, national, and also in the international levels. Sustainable agricultural practices, climate changes, adaptation and mitigations, social and also the economic policies and investment in research and technologies are among the strategies needed to build resilient and secure global food system. So the statement highlighted the recognition that addressing threats to global food securities requires a multifaceted and collaborative approach across different levels of governance and sectors. So for the local levels, actions need to be taken at the community and also the regional level to address specific challenges faced by local farmers and also the community. This may involve implementation of sustainable farming practices, improving water management, and also lastly, enhancing food local distribution system. Also for the national levels, governments play a crucial role in formulating and also in implementing policies that supports agriculture, ensure food safety, and address socio-economic issues related to food security. Lastly is the international level. Collaboration between nations is essential to tackle global challenges. This includes sharing knowledge, technologies, and also their resources, as well as coordinating responses to transboundary issues like climate change and global economic trends. So how does globalization affect food security? Globalization has both positive and also negative impacts on food security, and its effect can vary across different regions and populations. So, globalization affects food security by connecting the world through trade, making more food accessible but also vulnerable to disruptions. While it allows countries to access a variety of foods, it can lead to dependency and inequalities. Changes in one part of the world, such as extreme weather and economic crisis, can quickly impact food availability and prices globally, affecting the ability of some communities to access nutritious foods.
Hi, I'm Decadet Richidave M. Taliado. Here are some ways in which globalization influences food security. First is increased access to diverse food is a cruel for promotional nutritional variety and overall well-being. When communities have easy access to a wide range of food, individuals can adopt more balanced and cultural diverse diet. This is not only enhance nutritional intake by providing a broader spectrum and essential nutrition, but also contribute to better health outcomes. Device food optional empower individual to take healthier choice and reduce the risk of nutritional deficiency, and access to a variety of fruit, vegetable, grains, protein, and other food group allowed people to tailor their diet to meet specific diet needs and preference. So next is market liberation. Refer to the process of reducing government intervention and regulation in economic activity, particularly in the realm of trade and commercial. This approach aims to create a more open and competitive market environment by allowing market force to determine price, allocate resources, and shape economy outcome. Several key aspects higher the implication and effort of market liberation. Next is technology transfer. Refer to the process of sharing and disseminating knowledge, skill, and invention from entity or context to another. This refer and can occur between various actors such as business, refers, research institution, government, or even across international border. Several key aspect characters that concept of technology transfer. So next is vulnerability to global shock. Refer to a national or community susceptibility and capacity to withstand and recover from foreseen impact even that has disappeared consequence on the global scale. This shock can take various forms, include economic crisis, public health, immigrants, environment disaster, political conflict, or technology disruption. Understanding and mitigation vulnerabilities such as shock are critical of ensuring reliance and sustained development here and aspect of consider.
Good day everyone, I am Deck Cadet Harley Ace Clemente. So let us continue with number 5, supply chain issue. Supply chain issues refers to disruptions, challenges, or inefficiencies that arise within the process of producing and delivering goods or services from manufacturers to end customers. These issues can manifest at various stages, including raw material acquisition, manufacturing, transportation, and distribution. Factors contributing to supply chain issues may include natural disasters, geopolitical events, transportation delays, production bottlenecks, or unexpected demand fluctuations. When supply chain issues occur, they can lead to shortage, increased cost, delayed deliveries, and overall disruptions to business and customers who depend on the timely flow of product through the supply chain. Next is the land use changes. Land use changes refers to alternations in the way a particular piece of land is utilized or managed. This can involve transforming land into one type of use to another, such as converting agricultural land into urban developments, changing forests into agricultural areas, or repurposing industrial zones for residential purposes. Land use changes have significant environmental, social, and economic implications. They can affect ecosystems, biodiversity, water resources, and can also impact local communities. Proper planning and management of land use changes are crucial to balance development needs with environmental sustainability and societal well-being. Next is dependency on global markets. Dependency on global markets refers to a situation where a country's economy relies heavily on international trade and interconnectedness with other nations. This interdependence can involve the import and export of goods, services, and financial assets. A high level of dependency on global markets can expose a country to external economic factors such as fluctuations in commodity prices, currency exchange rates, and global economic trends. While it can enhance economic growth and access to diverse resources, it can also make the countries more vulnerable to global economic uncertainties and disruptions. And lastly is policy challenges. Policy challenges represents obstacles or difficulties in the effective formulation, implementation, or enforcement of public policies. These challenges can arise due to various factors, including conflicting intersect resources, constraints, political dynamics, and changing societal needs. Addressing policy challenges often require balancing competing priorities and finding solutions that align with the overall goals of the policy. So, common policy challenges include ensuring inclusivity, managing economics trades-off, adapting to evolving technologies, and maintaining public support. So successfully navigating these challenges is essential for policies to achieve their intended outcomes and contribute to the well-being of.
Hi, I'm Decadet Laron, and I'm going to report about implement successful initiatives that the Philippines has implemented to address national food security challenges. So first one is the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program, or a 4-piece. This social assistance program is designed to alleviate poverty by providing cash grants to the poorest households in the Philippines. The financial aid is contingent to the beneficiaries' compliance with certain conditions, such as regular health checkups for children, school attendance, and participation in family development sessions. By addressing immediate financial needs and encouraging investments in health and education, the program aims to break the cycle of poverty. And second is the Gulayan sa Paaralan program. The Vegetable Gardens in School initiative is a proactive step towards promoting food security and educating students about sustainable agriculture. Schools establish vegetable gardens, allowing students to actively participate in planting, cultivating, and harvesting crops. This hands-on experience not only imparts practical agricultural skills but also teaches the importance of a balanced and nutritious diet, contributing to the overall well-being of students and their communities. And third one is the National Greening Program, launched to address deforestation, climate change, and biodiversity loss. The National Greening Program focuses on reforesting and afforesting areas throughout the country by planting indigenous tree species and promoting sustainable forest management practices. The program aims to enhance environmental resilience, mitigate the impact of climate change, and protect biodiversity. The initiative also recognizes the vital role of forests in providing ecosystem services such as watershed protection and carbon sequestration. And fourth is the community-based sustainable agriculture. This approach emphasizes the importance of local communities in achieving sustainable agricultural practices. It involves empowering communities to take charge of their agricultural activities through methods that prioritize environmental conservation. This includes promoting organic farming, crop diversification, and water conservation techniques by adopting sustainable agricultural practices at the community level. And the program seeks to enhance food security, improve livelihoods, and build resilience against environmental challenges. It fosters a holistic approach to agriculture that considers the long-term well-being of both the community and the environment.
Number 5. The Fisher Folk Livelihood Program. The Fisher Folk Livelihood Program typically aims to support the economic development and sustainability of fishing communities. It often includes initiatives such as providing training, access to resources, technologies, financial assistance, and market linkage to enhance livelihoods of fisher folk, improve fishing practices, and promote conservation of marine resources. Number 6. The Philippine Rice Research Institute. The Philippine Rice Research Institute, or PhilRice, is a government agency in the Philippines dedicated to the research and development of rice farming technologies, practices, and varieties. Established in 1985, PhilRice aims to improve the country's rice production, ensure food security, and enhance the livelihoods of Filipino rice farmers. The institute conducts various research programs on rice breeding, crop management, mechanization, post-harvest technology, and sustainable farming practices to address challenges in rice production. It also provides training and extension services to disseminate knowledge and technologies to farmers across the Philippines. Number 7. The Agri-Pinoy Program. The Agri-Pinoy Program was an initiative by the Philippines government aimed to modernizing agriculture and fisheries sectors in the country. It focused on improving productivity, increasing incomes, and ensuring food security for Filipino farmers and fisher folk. The program integrated various efforts such as providing support services, infrastructure development, technology dissemination, access to credit, market linkage, and capacity building for rural communities engaged in agriculture and fisheries. The goal was to uplift the livelihood of farmers and fisher folk while promoting sustainable and resilient agricultural practices across the Philippines. Number 8, the National Convergence Initiative or NCI for Sustainable Rural Development and Food Security. The National Convergence Initiative or NCI for Sustainable Rural Development and Food Security is a Philippine government program that aims to address poverty, hunger, and underdevelopment in rural areas by converging resources, efforts, and programs of various government agencies. The initiative seeks to promote a holistic and integrated approach to development, emphasizing collaboration among different sectors to achieve sustainable rural growth and food security. Through the NCI, government agencies work together to synchronize their efforts in providing support services, infrastructure, technology, capacity building, and livelihood opportunities to rural communities. By pooling resources and expertise, the program aims to empower farmers, fisherfolk, and other rural stakeholders, thereby enhancing agricultural productivity, increasing incomes, and improving living standards in rural areas while ensuring food security for the nation. In summary, ongoing efforts and adaptation in the field of the security are essential for building resilient, sustainable, and equitable food system in the Philippines. These efforts not only address current challenges but also prepare the country to face future uncertainties related to climate change, market dynamics, and other factors affecting food production and distribution.